Well, the annual St. Jude Memphis Marathon will be held Saturday, December 6th. It is the largest single-day fundraising event for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and registration is open now. And joining us today is Chris Boyson, the Senior Vice President of ALSAC at St. Jude.
That's right, and I've known this young man for decades now. We participated in the inaugural St. Jude Memphis Marathon back in 2002.
Wow.
So this is year 24 that we're looking at tonight. You're also responsible for converting the first Tennessee Memphis Marathon into what is now the St. Jude Memphis Marathon. How did that happen?
You know, I read an article in the paper, the commercial appeal, that said that the event was going to fold, essentially, and we had wanted to get into the marathon business and had even thought about starting our own event. And when this happened, you know, it was like one of those moments. And I picked up the phone and called Wayne Rubenstein, who led the Memphis Runners Track Club. And I told him, I said, you come and help us with the logistics, let us handle the marketing. We think we can do something special together.
Wonderful.
And certainly has turned out to be true.
It certainly has. And as everyone knows, Memphis is the hometown of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And this event is the largest one-day Memphis fundraiser for St. Jude, but it takes a year to plan and do the groundwork for St. Jude Memphis Marathon weekend,
That's right? That's right. It's 4,000 volunteers every year. They're the heart and soul of this event. They help power this event. We can't do it without them. And really, you know, we talk about this a lot. I think Memphis never shines brighter than it does on that first Saturday of December every year. And when our volunteers team up, and we've got 40,000 spectators out there, and then more than 20,000 runners all coming together to ensure that no family ever receives a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, or housing or food. You know, we want our families to only have to worry about helping their child live.
Well, it's so remarkable. So through the years, we've watched the event grow.
Oh, definitely.
And in 2013, we had an ice storm, and so we had to cancel, but there were still some die-hard runners who went and ran it anyway with icicles falling. These people are determined to run a marathon that day no matter what. But then, you know, it came back, and we have seen it grow. We went through COVID, and we went through the marathon, but it still happened. This has happened in an unbroken chain since 2002 because runners ran on their own. We weren't allowed to get together, but we all made our own. And I actually ended up running the half, but it was more than 15 miles after I calculated it. But I ran to St. Jude, and I ran across the river on the Harahan. But this event has grown yet again, hasn't it?
It has. You know, I think back when it was the Memphis Marathon, they had about 700 or 800 people. And when we first met with Wayne, he said that their motto was the best little marathon in the country. And I said, we will never say that again.
Hello.
And
that'll be a big marathon.
That's right. That first year, we had 2,800 people participate, and now this year we anticipate upwards of 23,000 runners from all 50 states and from more than 80 foreign countries every year is what we've been tracking.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So is there anything new this year?
You know, we're going to have 60 cheer stations. Every year we try to ramp that up and do better and encourage the runners along the way. So there's bands, there's, you know, volunteers out there. I think, you know, Joe, you ran it back in the day where it got pretty lonely out there on the back half of the course.
Yes,
and there really aren't any of those spots anymore. But you know, we've got new medals this year. We've got if you want to, I don't know if you want to show.
We want to show them. I think we have some video. And I just love the design on these. And they incorporate, I just want you to know, they incorporate the St. Jude logo, of course. Yeah, of course. You see the St. Jude logo there. And then, of course, the river. And they have a little sun catcher at the bottom that looks like the river with the Hernando de Soto Bridge over it. And then the year, of course, and the city skyline.
With the pyramid.
If you look real close, there's a little Joe Birch on there.
There should be. There should be.
No, what a joy. So this event features these. So if you finish the race, you got to register and finish the race. But folks, you need to register to volunteer now. We need volunteers, isn't that right?
We need volunteers. stjudemarathon.org/volunteer, marathon volunteer. We've got also registration for the event is open. We're about 90% full on the marathon right now, and the other races are growing, and we'll be approaching our caps soon, so you need to get in. And Joe, I do want to take the opportunity. You've been so good to us running. You always are the first one to raise your hand for this event. As you said, you're on track to run your 24th straight event, and you've always taken that extra step to be a St. Jude hero, which, you know, it's great when people run the race, but where we really are able to raise our money, you know, last year we raised $15.7 million.
Wow.
We've got a goal of $16.3 million this year.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's when people sign up to be a St. Jude hero like you do every year. So thank you for your support.
What a privilege it is, though. You know, what a privilege it is. Danny Thomas, the founder of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, is my role model in life. He took celebrity and truly transformed something into a way to help children live. Yeah. And this is all over the world. The research that the surgeons and the doctors and all of the team at St. Jude does goes everywhere for free. And so why not become a St. Jude hero? So sign up, and it's an honor to have you here, and we look forward to December 6th, my friend.
Well, thank you. Thanks to both of you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, Chris.